My name's Andrew Blake. I'm the manager for the Wye Valley Area of Outstanding Natural Beauty, and we're running this event partly as a seminar for the AONB partnership, which kind of includes all of you here, so thank you for coming, but also in combination with the Environment Agency, who very kindly part-funded this initiative. So I'm going to hand over briefly to Emma, from Emma Whitehouse from the Environment Agency, just to say a few words, and then we'll continue on.
Thanks for coming today. I'm just going to say a couple of words really. Thanks for the interest. This is a project that we're partnering the AONB with this year, looking at water resources within the Wye Catchment. Specifically this year looking within the AONB. Cranfield University are doing a little bit of a study as well as part of this, and Worcester University are also linked in. So hopefully the outputs of this project will be really interesting and shared widely. This comes at a time really off the back of last summer. We had a pot of money that we could apply for, which really looked at water resources across England. And when I bid for the money, I thought, you know, water resources within the Wye is one thing that perhaps we're not necessarily focusing too much on at the moment, but considering how the Wye responds to the climate that we are continually seeing at the moment with our wetter winters, our drier summers, and the impact that that's having on the environment and the water, it would be a really good topic to have a deeper delve within. So today, how I understand the seminar is going to be looking more about what happens on the land to ensure that the moisture within the land retains there, so that then the water within the river can stay within the river. If we think about abstraction, so water coming out of the river, if we can keep as much in there as possible, then that environment is better for the creatures and you know, the biodiversity that is within there. So hopefully you're going to find today very interesting. I'm certainly going to find certain aspects very interesting, and some new stuff for me to think about and take away to see where this project can go going forward across the catchment. So thank you very much for coming.
Thank you, Emma. So the Wye Valley Area of Outstanding Natural Beauty covers 128 square miles from just south of Hereford down to Chepstow. We're one of 46 areas of outstanding natural beauty in the UK, sister designation to the national parks, and we're currently working with DEFRA on whether we rename areas of outstanding natural beauty as national landscapes to give us a more level standing with national parks, but more than that another day. The Wye Valley AONB is 58% farmland and 27% woodland. We're one of the most wooded landscapes in the country, but obviously the river is the core, the focus, the heart of the AONB. We cover the lower third of the River Wye, and it's about a fifth of the total catchment. So many of the issues which are so hotly debated at the moment are upstream of the AONB, and so flowing down to us. We straddle the English-Welsh border, so we're unique between all the national parks and AONBs, that we're the only cross-border designation. So we work equally with DEFRAs, with Welsh Government, with Natural England and Environment Agency, as we do with Natural Resources Wales, etc. So similarly, we're working with DEFRA on the Environment Land Management Scheme, and with Welsh Government on the Sustainable Farming Scheme. and looking forward to how both of those evolve and can benefit the landscape. We run a range of projects and grants. Particular significance is the Farming in Protected Landscapes programme, of which Anna here on my left is the lead officer in the AONB for that. Also a Sustainable Development Fund on the Welsh side, and a range of other projects and initiatives. We've got a programme of species action plans in development at the moment. We programme on invasive non-native species control, particularly Japanese knotweed, Himalayan balsam and American skunk cabbage, and also cherry laurel. We run a small team of volunteers doing practical conservation work and also work on access improvements and enhancements, particularly for access for all. So yeah, a great range of things. If any of you got any interest in any of that or other aspects in the AONB, please don't hesitate to get in touch with me and my team. As I said, Anna's here, and Nikki and Ellie and Ruth are working away in the background as well. We've all got badges on. Don't hesitate to ask us any questions in the breaks, or, like I said, get in touch with us anytime. In 2010, the River Wye was voted the country's favourite river, and we rolled on that sort of crest of that wave for a number of years. In 2016, we ran our second Wye Valley River Festival that focused on water. And I'm going to play a short film in a minute that came out of that River Festival. The River Festival continues on. We've now handed that over to a community interest company. But yeah, this film from 2016, I realised it was halfway between when the river was voted the nation's favourite river to the parlous state we find it in now. And of course we've had Brexit and the pandemic and everything else in between, so it's like it's from another era almost. But it made me reflect on where we've got to and how we're going to recover and regenerate and renew the river. And so part of today is looking at some of the solutions and opportunities to achieve that, and the slow road it's going to take, and really epitomises the situation of the climate and natural emergency that we find ourselves in. So yes, going to run a short film. It's only about 5 minutes, and then we'll continue with speakers.
Water is life, the continuous journey of water, evaporating into the air, forming a cloud, then tumbling back to earth as rain. This never-ending pattern gives us continuity of life, nature's flow of existence. This transparent fluid looks so simple, yet is extraordinarily complex. Acting as a global artery, it connects our streams, lakes, oceans, and lives. Water is the main ingredient in the makeup of living organisms. The life-giving molecule is not only necessary for life, but for the world as a whole. Without water, the beauty of our planet would diminish. Life would disappear. Our river, the Wye, is our global artery. It may not be as long as the Nile, nor the fastest river, but it is made of that same H2O molecule. And for so many of us, it represents home. We should be proud of it, as it brings the Wye Valley to vibrant, beautiful life. We might not realise it, but we as a species flow like the Wye. We each travel at different paces, different energies, depending on how many bends and gullies that life throws at us. We exist in a constant tussle of fluid dynamics. Whether on foot, in a car, on a boat, we can all be vigorous and vibrant, or calm and tranquil. Our moods and lives go with the flow. There's a great deal about the Wye to reflect on. There are so many delights in its waters, swirling in its depths, that we so often take for granted. Not only should we celebrate its wonder, its magic, we should make waves about it. Respect it, respect ourselves, respect each other. The water keeps us and our landscape enriched, so we should return the favour. It's time to jump for joy on its banks, to dive in and make a splash, sing, dance, swim. Water is life, and the Wye is ours.
It's an interesting moment of reflection in that, and as I said, produced in 2016. When, as I said, we were still riding on the complacency of the river being voted the nation's favourite river. So today we've got a range, well, in the audience we've got a fantastic array of councillors, local authority officers, landowners, farmers, and third sector organisations. So yeah, a really impressive spread of people. As I said, thank you all for coming along. So we've got 3 speakers, 2 before lunch and 1 after. Chris Utley from Stroud District Council, one of the leaders in the country probably on natural flood management, followed by Stephen Briggs, who's one of the leaders in the country on agroforestry, and then Niels Caulfield after lunch as a trainer and motivational soil scientist. And yeah, so I think we're in for a really interesting time. So without further ado, and we're actually already 15 minutes ahead of schedule, which is fantastic, we'll do the little do-si-do and hand over to Chris Utley.